something like that. Beep.
It's something.
Yeah. Welcome back
Welcome back.
to Am I the Asshole?
Yep. And we're back
Yeah, we're back.
with
It's
another
been a long
one.
weekend, brother.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I feel that.
I like I was telling you before we recorded, for everybody else out there, I went and helped a friend move today. Couldn't sleep last night, so
Jeez.
I ended up going and helping move a few bits of furniture, a lot of boxes, a lot of the normal stuff you would move on 3 hours of sleep. Then went grocery shopping, hung out with a mutual friend of ours here who's in town, and then did 2 haircuts, showered, and here I am.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a day.
I'm tired.
No. Today is recovery for us, so we've just been chilling, but I'm tired and sore from yesterday, which I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that'll be in the podcast.
Yeah,
if you
for
didn't see it
y'all.
on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, go back and watch the podcast. But yeah, no, I'm just here. I'm an existing being
Yep.
among this plane of existence.
Sometimes we just need, a day to be meh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this week's going to get crazy too. Just with school getting started back up and
Yeah.
so much happening. Like, it's...
Oh, and then littlest one's starting soon, right? Or sorry,
not
oldest one.
Oldest.
Yeah.
Oldest starts in... I'll tell you. 1, 2... Yeah. 1, 2, 3 weeks.
Damn.
Yep. Back to school nights are coming up. Yeah, and gotta go meet the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to get him into school. I know he's excited. I think the biggest thing for me and what I'm terrified of is like he's a 5-year-old, soon to be 6-year-old, who's having a bit of a hard time with listening.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm like, if you're having a hard time with us, I'm not ready to send you off to somebody else to take care of you for, 8 hours a day. Like,
Yep.
But
See how it
things
goes.
you gotta learn as a parent, man.
Yep.
Of course, in Lousy Show fashion, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Never does.
No.
Because why would it?
I mean, I guess in a way, somewhat, because I had to catch my oldest doing this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. This episode's all about liars.
Yep. If you didn't read the title or thumbnail for any reason. So.
And, I mean, say what you will, lying is lying no matter how you cut it. But we can all sit here and say we're saints and lying's bad, but sometimes we all use a little white lie to get out of scenarios or things.
Yep.
But no, my oldest blatantly lied to me. Like, just straight up was just like, yeah, no, I didn't do that. And I'm like, I watched you with my own 2 eyes do this.
Yikes.
Why you lying? Like,
Come on, little dude.
yeah, but I mean, hey, he's a kid. He's learning.
Yep.
The only thing I can hope for is just like any other parent out there. If you're a parent, let me know if you think the same way in the comments. But just like I would assume most, if not all, parents out there just want to raise their kids to be good, genuine human beings, and that's what I'm trying to do. So,
So you're doing a pretty good job.
but let's jump into this,
Yep.
and we do that, as you all know.
That would look really suggestive if you didn't know, but
Right.
we play rock, paper, scissors.
I
up.
believe I'm up 1.
You are up 1. Yep.
All right. Counter off.
I don't know. Microphone's feeling weird today. Let's see. All right. You ready?
Oh, he's yucking his yum, y'all. He's trying to get himself, Tai Chi right now.
I gotta make sure all the feng shui is good.
Yes. just, Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings, full flow and motion going on right now. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Anyway. Ready?
Ready when you are.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Hey. And with that, we're tied again.
I knew he knew, but my brain didn't go throw different. So, Sam.
Yep.
Start us off.
That's me. Yeah. Am I the asshole for posting messages exposing my friend as a liar over something that happened at her wedding? Oh, yikes. I'm not using a throwaway. Oh, sorry. I am using a throwaway account because I use my main solely in another sub. I was invited to an old school friend's wedding that happened a few days ago. We're not ride or die, but whenever we're both in the same region, we always meet up. I ordered a nice yellow jumpsuit for the wedding from a trusted retailer. When it came, it was much paler than the picture, basically a straw yellow. I started to worry as I'd read those stories about guests wanting to steal the thunder of wearing white/traditional wedding dress colors at weddings. And I messaged my friend to ask if she was wearing white. She said she was and asked why. I sent a picture of the jumpsuit and said that was what I'd been sent in place of a much brighter color. She said that it looked fine, and she'd shut anyone up if they tried to make a deal about it on the day. On the day itself, I didn't actually get any comments about it directly, which was a relief. However, when I went to the bathroom, I encountered two of the bridesmaids gossiping about how that girl in the jumpsuit, so me, had the nerve to wear it, especially after the bride had told her directly it wasn't suitable. To frame this as it happened, I was in a cubicle when they came in and started chatting. I came out of the cubicle and said that no such conversation had happened, and if the bride really had an issue, she would have told me months ago when we talked about it. They basically scoffed and said that they'd believe me when they saw the receipts. I saw them later on in the wedding with the bride, and all three of them were giving me the stink eye. Yesterday, the bride posted a thank you message on Facebook with a comment that even scene-stealing wannabes couldn't spoil the day. I was going to leave it, but one of the bridesmaids commented with a poorly taken picture of me from behind with drawn on devil horns and tail. Yikes. I reacted on impulse and posted screenshots of the conversation where the bride had told me that my outfit was fine, with a comment saying that it was a shame that the bride couldn't tell me to my face there was an issue, and that since I'd been asked for receipts, here they were. The comment got a few further comments saying that the tea had been spilled and that this is what happens when people don't know all the facts, as well as the inevitable ones saying that I was being childish and creating drama. I do view this as stooping down to the level of those who couldn't even tell me straight that there was an issue. I mean, I had another dress in my car just in case I got comments and how I reacted, but I also think that I was defending my reputation and honor among people I've known for over 2 decades. The peacekeeping side of me wants to apologize to the bride, but my heart knows she won't offer me the same olive branch, especially now people know she was two-faced in this situation. Damn.
Woo! This is like, spicy.
Yeah, it sounds like some cliquey bullshit too, honestly.
Yeah, like this definitely has like high school drama written all over it. Mm-hmm. And like we always joke on certain wedding ones about the bridezilla situation. I don't even want to take this into a bridezilla situation for the wedding. More so, like, is there a thing that's such as like post bridezilla syndrome or some shit? Like, like why are you like? First of all, why are you posting on Facebook and adding in that little blurb of the scene stealing wannabes? It's a thank you to everyone who came out to your wedding.
Yeah. It should be as simple as that. Just, hey, thanks for coming out. Had a great time.
You would think.
You would think. But apparently.
But I guess not. I guess we're just letting the tea fly. Like, I will say this, because I know you and I think very similarly on this. When it comes to Facebook, especially because Facebook is where all of our old friends and family follow, one another, and we're friend up and all that good stuff. Facebook is a different world than like say Twitter or Instagram or something like that. And I know you and I very much are just like, oh, there's drama.
I might just like grab some popcorn every now and then, but most of the time I'm like, I don't care.
So to me, and I think you would agree on this, why stoop to that level? Right?
Yeah.
Just let it go. If people want to believe what they want to, like, if people don't want to ask you about it, they're going to believe what they want to believe regardless.
Yeah.
Point blank.
I get that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that she needed to stoop to that level, but I don't know. Like at the same time, in the moment, you have the desire to defend yourself, especially if you do actually have receipts saying, hey, it was cool.
I hate it, but I have to say it.
Everyone sucks. I'm soft. Everyone sucks. I want to lean more not the asshole because she's right.
Make no mistake.
In all
she's
scenarios. Right. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I haven't posted on Facebook in fucking 14 years or some shit like that. Maybe not quite that long, but like a long ass time. I still have a Facebook. At this point, I honestly don't really know why. Probably just to keep up with a couple of people, but
yeah,
I don't think it's. I don't like Facebook. I wouldn't get involved in something like that.
Yeah, like for me with Facebook, I remember this was last year. Because when I was playing in the band, a lot of people followed me on Facebook or became friends with me on Facebook based on shows, right?
Yeah.
Because at the time, like the only thing I was really posting on my Facebook was about the band. And it was after that, like for a long time, I stopped posting on Facebook. I was just using it for Facebook Marketplace because that's where I get all my good deals.
Yeah.
But I never really post anymore. And I remember I went from, I nuked my friends list. I went from 2,400 friends to 350.
Jeez.
Because those 350 even still are a lot of people, but those are people that I genuinely am like, when I saw their name, I'm like, if they ever reached out, I'd want to be here for them. Not saying I want to be a bad person to anybody else, but like everybody else was just either you knew me from a show or you knew me from the band or you were a musician who I spoke to once at a show or on the road somewhere. And we never really went past that. Like, so to me, and this isn't really contrarian. This is just, I guess, difference of lifestyle. But everyone sucks here. Like, yes, she's right. Don't make no mistake. She's right. But she didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
She could have easily let it go and been like, hey, believe what you want to believe. Keep that ace in your back pocket. You never know what day you're going to need it.
Yeah. Although at the same time, if I had a quote unquote friend that did some shit like that, I'd want to just cut it off anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So might as well do it in style.
Well, and so like a situation like this where she said also, and she was very clear, we're not ride or die, but whenever we're both in the same region, we always meet up. Okay, so that's just an old friend. That's like when I go back to visit in Virginia. I went back there to go visit, or excuse me, I was supposed to go back and visit, and some friends who found out were like, yo, we got to get up. Absolutely. Those are people who some are definitely ride or die. Some of them are definitely just like, you know what? Haven't seen you in a long time. I'd love to see you.
Yeah.
If they ain't ride or die, you ain't committed. Cut it off. Mm-hmm. That block button might not delete them from this planet, but guess what? It deletes them from your life.
Yeah.
So like in here, I agree with you on the mentality of like when you're in that moment, it's very difficult to be reasonable because you're like, I got the receipts, bitch. Yeah. But I think to myself in those moments, if I'm ever presented with that and it's somebody who's acting like that towards me, I'm going to let them wallow in their own self-pity. I'm going to let them make themselves look like an asshole, and I'm not going to do anything about it. Yeah. If that's how y'all want to be, y'all want to be children on Facebook, be children on Facebook. I got a whole life over here, honey. Yep. So while I could say not the asshole, I am going to say reasonably everyone sucks because you were great until you decided to go and drop that nuke in her comments.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even if you think about it, it didn't work. Nothing changed.
No, yeah. I mean, it's more just defending your own honor. Like you're not going to fix the friendship at that point, more than likely, you know.
Well, not even that. But you go look here. The comment got a few further comments saying that the tea had been spilled and that this is what happens when people don't know all the facts, as well as the inevitable one saying that I was being childish and creating drama. And then I think, let's see. She goes on to say later on, but I also think I was defending my reputation and honor among people I've known for over 2 decades. The peacekeeping side of me wants to apologize to the bride, but my heart knows she won't offer the same olive branch. If you know, fuck her. Like, you saw how she acted on Facebook. You see that all these other people saying you're the one being dramatic. Nah, if you like, not that you needed to post it, but if you go post it, like post it and then be like, all right, I'm done.
Yep.
Drop that nuke and walk away. You always look like a badass when you walk away from an explosion.
Yep.
So I'm saying everyone sucks. You're saying
everyone sucks. Yeah, softly, but yeah.
Soft everyone sucks. Everyone else said not the asshole, which we do semi agree with here.
Yeah.
You know, we have our points as to why we're going everyone sucks here, but let's see what these comments say. First comment, not the asshole. I fail to see how a pale yellow jumpsuit would be a huge distraction from a bride in all her wedding gown get up anyways. People were trashing you. You responded, defended yourself.
Yeah. Next one here is not the asshole. They literally took a picture of you without your consent and posted it on the internet. You had the right to defend yourself.
That's fair.
That is fair. Yeah.
However, I might be on like Google Maps somewhere and they did that without my consent. So like,
your face,
you know, not saying that, you know, Google Maps is out here like drawing devil horns on me or nothing, but you know, like,
Google right now, it's just like fucking joke.
Fuck this guy.
Just print a picture out.
This last one says, not the asshole. You didn't create drama. They did. You stood up for yourself. I think there's a difference between standing up for yourself personally. Like I understand defending your honor, but like, not that there's a difference, rather, excuse me. Let me rephrase what I was going to say. I think there's a difference between the necessity and the want.
Yeah.
You wanted to defend your honor, but the necessity wasn't there. Because that's a beautiful thing about Facebook. And if anybody out there wants to, you know, truly wants a little like thing to think about in this episode, and after this episode ends, think about this for a second. Your reputation's only but skin deep and only screen deep.
Yep.
The people who know you will always know who you are, how you are, and what you're about. The people who don't know you, or the people who say they know you but don't really, they're going to make a judgment call based on how they see you, how they hear you, you know?
Yeah.
Your reputation to a lot of people is only screen deep is truly how it is. And I know that's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, but it's true.
Yep.
So just dropping a little philosophy on y'all, but
yeah, well said.
Let's move on to the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my aunt she can't call me a liar and swoop in years later and expect to be my hero? It's funny how I had a little brain fart right there in the middle as I said aunt. I was like,
are we good?
I stroked for a second.
I looked at my internet connection for a second.
Sorry if my title is confusing. It fucked me up with most of the contents of the post, but I want to provide you with the background. So my dad had me, 17 female, and my brother, 15 male. Our mom died when we were 2 and 4 months old. A year later, he met Mel and they got married. Mel had 2 daughters, 23 female and 22 female. I'm not sure if their dad passed or if he just wasn't around, but they lived with us 100% of the time. I don't remember a time before Mel and my stepsisters. Mel was so happy with my brother and he became her son and her pride and joy. She never cared about me and never expressed an interest in me. My dad was very similar. He basically forgot about me being his daughter. Mel still showed an interest in her daughters, but they hated the fact she claimed my brother as her son and showed so much obsession about having a boy. And I get it because she was all they had before. They hated me. They hated my brother too and wanted nothing to do with him, but he was so good at having 2 parents. that he never cared about siblings. He calls himself an only child. I'd hoped to be close to my stepsisters, but they bullied me and said I would never be their family. My grandparents noticed that I was left out a lot. Noticed the bullying and the rejections. They live out of state, and when they'd come to visit and we'd all go out, I was left behind with them while my dad and Mel took the other 3 out to amusement parks and stuff.
Jeez.
Mel would tell me to my face in front of them that she's not my mom, and yet beam when my brother called her mom. They also noticed that when my brother and stepsisters got treats, I rarely, if ever, did. They brought it up a few times and were basically ignored. I know they had this big talk with dad about it, and he denied anything was going on. I also know they asked my aunt, who lived close by and saw us a lot, to keep an eye on me. She didn't. 2 years ago, I'd gotten really depressed after being stuck with my dad, Mel, and my brother during COVID and being ignored. That I told my aunt about everything and asked if I could live with her. She got pissed on my dad's behalf, and she called me a liar and told me not to be so jealous. That I wasn't a kid anymore, and no, I couldn't live with her. She was so mad at me that I avoided seeing her for months. I was so afraid she would ridicule me in front of them. For some reason, she realized a couple weeks ago that I wasn't lying. She came and told me I could live with her now, and she told me it was awful what my dad let happen, and that I shouldn't be there anymore, but she would get me out and she'd protect me. I was shocked. It came out of literal nowhere. She didn't apologize for what she said before, though, and so I told her I'd stay, that I didn't think living with her was a better idea anymore. She got mad and asked me why not, and I told her because she can't call me a liar and then expect to swoop in and for me to see her as a hero. She told me I got so hung up on nothing. Am I the asshole? No, the fuck you're not.
Nope. Yeah, that's the easiest. Well, not the easiest, but it's definitely up there. Like
top five.
Definitely top 5. Yeah, that's God. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that.
Yeah,
that's such a shitty situation. And then for your extended family, you reach out to them and you're like, and they just immediately just say, "Nope, you're a liar. Fuck off."
Yeah,
that's. Jeez, that just goes to show you that family's not always blood. It's who you choose.
Oh, facts.
You know? And so,
facts, dude.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those times where like I wish I could like scoop up OP and be like, yo,
yeah,
come on over here. The water's better. It's okay. we got you. Like situations like this really make me want to just fucking punch someone. Like if I'm being
honestly,
honest.
Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of
yo, dad, come here for a second. Whap whap. Like
yep.
But and also it's weird. It's like I don't know, because because here's the thing, like your mom practically claims me as your brother, like,
yeah, and
your stepdad just the same. But I never had that interaction with them enough. And you know, please tell me, you know, if this is towing the line, but like that never happened with you, right? Like
Mm-mm.
But also, I guess my question further, like, he didn't just straight up like claim you as like his, like, no offense if they watched the show, but he didn't claim it as if you came from his ball bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it wasn't like, you know, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely not. Like, I mean, and he definitely doesn't like claim me in that scenario. Typically, just for simplicity's sake, he'll just say my son. You know?
Yeah. And that's understandable.
Yeah. And then you know, like, and he's a great guy. You know, love him to death. You know, he's super awesome. But yeah, no, he's never tried. Like, he never tried to like claim me. And then none of the sisters got any different treat. Well, there's a story behind that, but yeah. Well, yeah. we won't tell it, but yeah, there is a little bit of drama on one side of it, but I never really saw anything like that. No.
But you see what I'm saying? That's really fucking weird that someone who, like, you know, like, I get loving your stepkids. I get that. Like, we both have friends who have gotten married again and have stepkids. And we know people who have stepkids and they love their stepkids. And that's awesome. You're a bonus parent. That's fucking dope. Yeah. You took on the responsibility of being a bonus parent, recognizing you're not their parent. You are a champion. But that shit of like, oh my God, my baby boy. You know, no, that's just icky.
Yeah, that just gives me, it's like this weird kind of Harry Potter alternate universe, honestly. Like, where basically the other 3 kids are all fucking Dudley or whatever his fucking name is. And then this one's Harry Potter. You know, so
Yep.
you might have wizard powers if you're watching this. OP, I doubt it, but it's, might want to check that. Yeah.
Did you have a scar on your forehead? I do.
You talk to
It's right by
snakes.
my
Yeah.
right. No, definitely not the asshole here.
Not the asshole.
Everyone else says
Not the asshole.
indeed.
Yep.
Pretty cut and dry on this one. Pretty easy. Let's take a look at these comments real quick because I'm curious as to how aggressive Reddit got with this one.
Yeah, our first one here is not the asshole. I'm sorry this is happening to you, which is literally what we said. What about your grandparents or anyone else on your mom's side of the family? Even if you if you not have contact with them, try reaching out on Facebook. That fucking tripped me up too. Why are the commenters also tripping people up?
Right.
Also, I really want to know why your aunt suddenly believes you and wants you to come live with her. Maybe you've been on Reddit too long, but something just doesn't smell right with this.
That is a very valid point.
Yeah.
Just a sudden turn of like.
Yeah, it looks like OP didn't respond that I can see.
I have a guess on that, and what my guess is, especially because if I'm not mistaken, OP said grandparents talk to aunt to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
I bet you what happened was grandparents finally convinced aunt that shit was going down, and then aunt was like, "Oh, let me swoop in real quick.
I got some wrongs to right real quick."
Yeah. This next comment though says this is just a wild guess, but is it possible that your grandparents offered your aunt money? Oh, if you stay with her when you turn 18, regardless, you need to talk to your grandparents. They are the only ones to ever support you, and you will need their advice about your future, not the asshole. Very valid, factual all the way around. Admittedly, makes me miss my grandparents because, especially my grandpa, because my grandpa, like when my parents were at odds, and they damn sure didn't want to talk to me. My grandpa was all like that one who was just like, I got you.
Yeah.
And it's good to have that because you like, especially when you like, I can't fathom this situation, but it scares me in situations of knowing like feeling alone's fucking rough.
Yeah.
You know? OP, if you ever see this, if you're Delicious Eye 9822 and you ever see this, honestly, if you're still going through shit like that, or you just need someone to reach out to, fucking DM us. Like we will gladly talk to you. I'll help any way I can. Like that.
Yeah.
That kind of shit does not fly in my boat.
Nope.
So next.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button while you're here and join the Lousy listeners. And also click the join button. For $2.99 a month, you can become a Lousy member where you can get some awesome perks, cool emotes, and interact with Sam and I. Also, click the link to join our Discord and have fun with all the other Lousy listeners. Let's get back to the video.
Next up.
You got a fucking reader.
Well, so
dude.
a lot of this, so half of it's an edit. So, or
Fair.
it's two
Okay.
edits, I should say.
Yeah.
So, still have a lot of reading to do, but at least it's in two chunks.
Fucking
Am I the
novel
asshole
over here.
for refusing to apologize to my sister after exposing her lying problem? My 21 female sister, 23 female sister. My sister is a liar. No, my sister is a liar. Sometimes
Wait. No,
yeah.
my 21 female sister, 23 female sister.
I don't think it's a sister of a sister because that wouldn't make any sense.
My sister.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's your sister. I'm going to continue with that. My 21 female sister, 23 female, is a liar. Sometimes her lies are so bizarre that they don't make any sense. I added a word there. It's like she's delusional. When we were younger, we used to fight and bicker all the time, but my parents never got involved out of fear of taking sides. When you have a conversation with her, it is almost impossible to tell the truth from the lies. Last year, she got married and accused her mother-in-law of hitting her. This enraged my mother, who cut ties off with all of my sister's in-laws, even though they were extremely close. Soon, my parents noticed that her accounts of the event dramatically differed every time, and it became very clear she was lying. My parents are devastated now because they accused their friend of something that she didn't do. My mother wants to fix the situation, and I suggested she tell the truth, but she doesn't want my sister to deal with the repercussions of the damage she has caused because my sister doesn't deserve to be confronted or isolated by the family, which is likely what will happen. My sister hasn't spoken to her husband in months. He is now extremely depressed and struggles to eat/sleep. When you confront my sister about one of her lies, she throws a massive tantrum. She screams, cries, and ignores you for days, incapable of having a normal conversation. She also hates my guts, and I really don't know why. I think it's because our parents didn't allow us to go to university, but I fought with help from police and persevered my dream to go, whereas she just accepted not going. My parents always begged me to be nice to her and spend time with her, but it's impossible to be around her with the way she is so hostile and lies all the time. Jeez, my brain's fucking up. A few days ago, I ordered some frozen mice off the internet for my tortoise. I repeatedly asked my sister if she had picked up any posts for me. She was the one that took the post those days, and she said no every time. Yesterday, my mom found a parcel hidden downstairs under the warm printer with my name on it. The parcel was covered in tape and said dry ice in capital letters, and my mom handed it to me. Sure enough, the 50 mice had defrosted and were rotting. I was infuriated as these mice had been killed just to end up in the bin. Just because of my parcel, the parcel had my name on it, she had to sabotage it. I explained to my parents that I knew it was her and that she should be punished for this and recompense me for my money I paid for the mice. Later on, my mom confronted her, and sure enough, she denied it and started screaming and crying and ignoring everyone. My mom wants me to apologize and rekindle my relationship with her. I told her I should not apologize as I've done nothing wrong, and she should open her eyes and see that my sister is delusional and is ruining lives. The situation is really upsetting as I feel I'm doing something wrong. I feel like it must be an awful person for my own sister to despise me so much. Am I the asshole?
Keep reading.
Oh, keep reading? Okay. Edit, a lot of people have been asking, my tortoise is a redfoot, so he is an omnivore and needs animal protein to survive. Lack of protein can cause neurological problems and low fertility rates. I buy the mice in bulk as it is ultimately cheaper and store them in the back of the freezer where they last a long time.
Ooh. Okay.
Edit 2. A lot of people have been asking about the university situation, so I'm going to paste this from another reply. My parents are very traditional and religious. My parents believe university sends children off the rails, quote unquote, and that as women we can get jobs. However, we should prioritize getting married and having children. An educated woman is an unmarried woman, basically. It opens gateways to drink, drugs, and boys, which hinders the priority of marriage and family. My sister accepted that fate, but I refused and I tried to leave the house. My family wouldn't let me leave, so I called the police and they took me out of the house, and the next day I moved to my new campus. They didn't speak to me for a few months, but eventually apologized to me. They've accepted now that university is inevitable, and no matter how they feel about it, they try their best to support me now. A lot of people have also been asking if my parents have or do abuse me. I appreciate the concern, but it is quite an invasive question, which I do not feel comfortable going into detail about on the internet, especially if one of my family members finds this post. I also wanted to quickly add, my parents aren't obviously oblivious to my sister's lies. Don't correct me. They know when she's
Just
lying because the things she says are so wild and unbelievable, but they ignore her. If they tell her she's lying, she'll throw a tantrum like I mentioned above. The assault situation was quite different, as my sister had never told a lie so extreme before that my parents felt that they had to believe my daughter and support. They had to believe the parents are saying that my daughter and support her to be good parents. They did take both accounts of the story. Mother-in-law said that she didn't even lay a finger on her maliciously. My sister's husband was also there at the time and confirms nothing of the sort happened. To all the people telling me to move out, I'm currently only at home for the summer. I'm going back to university in September to begin studying for my master's degree. So I'll be living back on campus, which is about an hour away from home.
After that novel, I have two very important things to say. Number one, and I know this is going to sound like a dickhead thing to say, why did you trust her to get anything done for you?
Honestly, yeah.
You knew how she was. You ran the risk. And, like, not saying that she should have done that. Like, she shouldn't be a fucking asshole, but a lying asshole at that. But you knew how she was. You ran the gambit. Like, you ran that risk and it did not pay off. And question number 2 I have is, like, why even try to reason at this point?
Yeah.
Like, you know you're not going to get past your parents. Your parents are oblivious. And all they're going to do, because look, as a parent, when your kid's throwing a tantrum, you're just like, like, but when your grown ass daughter's throwing a tantrum like that, I'm sure it's way worse. I mean, yeah, you knew. Like, this boils down to, you knew. You're asking the question, am I an asshole for refusing to apologize to my sister after exposing her lying problem? You knew. You could have avoided this.
Yeah.
Because I know I sound like a dick by saying that, but, like,
well, you're not wrong.
You're very in tune with how she's lying.
Yeah. I don't think that. Yes, you should have known. Clearly. I don't think that necessarily makes you an asshole for, just asking the question, hey, did you get this?
Yeah.
If
I may, let me clarify for a second. I'm not calling OP an asshole. I'm calling her sister an asshole. I'm saying OP, and this is going to sound harsh, is dumb for thinking things were going to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome each time.
Yep.
Like, you're encroaching on the verge of insanity by thinking she's going to act any different than she has for how many years before?
Yep.
And this one event is going to change that? No. My verdict, not the asshole. Apologies, continue.
Yeah, definitely not the asshole. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that you have a sister like that.
Facts.
Yeah, that's big L.
You just can't, you can't assume she's going to change just because you ask her to do something for you.
Yeah.
Does that mean you should not, or does that mean you should in any way stop her, and not ask for, to be compensated? No, ask for compensation. Go after it. Like, if that's what you feel like you need to do, go after it. But don't expect her to act any different. So.
Yep. No, I agree.
And everyone else also agreed.
Yep. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. After that fucking novel, I'll let you take a break for a second, and I'll do the first comment here. Not the asshole. Your sister sounds legitimately like she's mentally ill, and your parents are enabling it. Did this just start happening? Is it a lifelong issue? How has she lied in the past? A few of the tidbits. Your parents chose to cut ties as a knee-jerk reaction before ever asking for anyone else's side of the story. That is 100% on them. They deserve whatever fallout they have for that. Your sister is 23. She can't be punished by your parents. You're all adults. Her and her husband need serious therapy.
Yeah. The OP did reply to that. Said, thanks for your reply. It's much appreciated. So yeah, she's been lying all her life. It started off silly minor things while she was at school. Like when she would come home and say she doodled something in class and the teacher saw and thought it was incredible and the whole class was cheering. But the lies just got more and more regular and more unbelievable. I agreed with the knee-jerk reaction, but to put in my mom's perspective, not defending her, just simply stating, she should believe her daughter and defend her daughter in a scenario as big as assault. Most parents would believe their child, I guess, but most children aren't pathological liars either. The frustrating thing is that she can't be punished because it's too late for disciplining. It's gone on for so long that it's so difficult now to put a stop to it. She seriously needs some therapy immediately, but as another comment stated, you can't make someone go, and if she did go, I can imagine a therapist would question / confront one of her lies in a professional manner, and then she would just immediately stop going.
Well said.
Yep.
But also at the same time, like therein lies more to my point. If you know all of that, you OP, you knew all that.
Yeah.
You expected it to change dramatically at one time? No. So, are you an asshole? No. But should you be more realistic? Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah.
So,
I think this one's pretty concluded.
Honestly, you take a break, Sugar Bear. I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out this last story for us real quick after you just had to read that novel.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps chugging water.
Man mentioned Harry Potter, and suddenly all the books landed on his desk to read for their show. So, last but not least, am I the asshole for telling everyone my stepsister is a liar and turning her friends against her? This was a few years ago in high school, and when my stepsister, female 19, well, I'll call her T, and I, female 19, went to the same school. When I was 15, I transferred to a new dual enrollment charter school where I completed high school classes as well as attended college classes. Not long after starting, my stepmom really enjoyed the education of the school and transferred T there, which wasn't a big deal. Being new, T naturally gravitated towards me and my friend group, which we all enjoyed having her. This went on for a few weeks. One day, one of my friends asked me how our pet fox was. We live in a state where pet foxes are illegal. I had no idea what she was talking about, and she said that T told our friends that we had a pet fox. I told her we didn't have a pet fox, but she said that T showed her a picture of it. At this time, I had my phone taken away, so I asked to borrow her phone and look up pictures of foxes and asked if it was any of these photos, and she pointed one out saying it was the one. I shrugged it off, and that was that. A few days later, another friend of ours said it was cool how T was born on a leap year. I'm super confused because she was 3 weeks younger than me, and leap year as the year before we were born. I told him that she wasn't born that year, but he claimed that she told everyone she was a year older than she actually was. I told him the truth, and he got irritated. Gradually, the lies just started building up, and they were trivial and things she didn't need to lie about. Eventually, our friends confronted T, and she said they love hanging out with her and being her friend, but she has to stop lying. She denied that she had ever lied, but then didn't really talk much the rest of that conversation. Of course, she didn't stop, so our group slowly stopped wanting to talk to her and hang out with her, although. One day, I asked my stepmom if I can go to the movies with these people. She asked why T wasn't invited because they were her friends too. Being a kid, I didn't really respond. She ended up taking my phone and searching through all my texts and with these people and started yelling at me and calling me a liar and a bully. And what T was saying wasn't a big deal and didn't have to say anything because it wasn't hurting anyone. My dad was not being as harsh, but he agreed that I was being a bully and T just stayed quiet and was in her room. My stepmom called the principal, student activities leader, guidance counselor, and campus security saying that I am the others were bullying T. Long story short, it became a huge issue where I and the group had to apologize to T in front of the principal and guidance counselor. The group started talking to T again and being her friend, but then they started calling me the liar, manipulative bitch, etc. So I finished my high school with having literally no friends, but I was able to graduate early and get out of there. Still looking back, I didn't think I was in the wrong, but am I the asshole?
Yikes. Is this the sister from the previous one? I mean, that's...
What in the fucking Hallmark bullshit did we just read? Like,
right. I mean, is the happy ending that she got out and...
No, this is Hallmark meets Black Mirror, baby. Ain't no happy endings around here. But what?
Why? I mean, the thing that blows my mind is that the friends are now flipping. Because I mean, it's just simple stuff like sister will say this, friends will say, "Oh, it's cool that blank," and then like they're engaging you in the conversation is what it's sounding like. And you're just being like, no, she's not. Like, you know, as the person that knows her. So I don't think you're like going out of your way to try to expose your stepsister. It sounds like you're friends with your stepsister. It's just, you know, she was being a liar.
Yeah.
And eventually, and you know, if you have somebody there that can fact check you regularly, not a great idea. So
This reminds me, and I'll tell a very brief story because I know that we've been rocking and rolling. And this is we're rapidly approaching the end of our episode, but I'll tell this brief story. This reminds me of someone I met recently.
Oh, really?
And I'm not concerned that this individual will see the episode because they didn't seem too keen on actually listening to anything anyone was saying, but offering their own input every other second. And everything they were saying was so inflated. And at one point, we got on the conversation of discussing audio equipment. For those out there wondering, I am an audio whore. I love some good audio equipment.
Yep.
And I won't get into specifics, but what I will say is throughout this conversation, I was picking up on the inflated statements, and I made I kind of, threw the line in the water. Bait, hook, line, sinker. Dude immediately jumped in the conversation, started saying all this hullabaloo. It was damn near as bad as Too Fast, Too Furious when Paul Walker goes, "Hey, should I put a Gallows 12 or Gallows 24 under the hood of my Skyline?" "Oh, Gallows 24. Damn, I didn't realize pizza places made engines." Like,
yeah.
that's how bad it was. And when I caught him on that, when I said what I said in response, everyone at the table went,
"Oh shit."
Oh. And but the dude like just walked away. Like, it's not a matter of you having to be the person, but if you're gonna be about it, like, I think the only thing that would have changed here is don't tell the friends that T is lying. Call T out on it directly if those friends are around, or catch it in the act and bring it up. Because if you can softly bring it up and go like, "Hey, we're cool," like you said, Sam, they're cool. They've been cool this whole time. And ain't no problem with T coming to the charter school. No problems with that. Everything's cool. Okay, keep it cool. If you know you're cool, then when you catch T bullshitting again, what do you mean? You ain't born a leap year. We were born 3 weeks apart. What?
Yeah.
Like, those small things you can catch. So because our friends are gonna be like, you bullshitting. Like, and guess what? Your friends still gonna be friends because they're gonna be like, whatever. It's minor. But when you let it build, and then you're calling it out to their friends, it seems like you're against them now.
Yeah.
The one thing that's making me that's piquing my radar here, and I'm not saying this story is fabricated, but there's one thing that really stands out that bothers me, that I'm like, did this actually happen? One day I asked my stepmom if we can go to the movies, right? So on and so forth. Stepmom gets the phone, goes to the text messages. Next paragraph, my stepmom called the principal, the guidance counselor, and the campus security to say that they were all bullying, including OP. What? Call them parents, but why are we getting the school involved? Like, it's not like they're publicly shaming T. They were just like, oh,
yeah,
T's just bullshitting us.
Stepmom could easily just be one of those Karens, And
I forget. It is 2024.
Yep. And then also, it's the stepmom, so that means T is the actual daughter of stepmom. And so there might be some, bias, we'll say.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's fair.
So maybe.
I with logic in tow, I'm gonna say everyone sucks. And the reason why is because I think this could have been done a lot better, especially if you're trying to be cool with T. I think no. Okay, no.
I was gonna say, because it even says gradually life started building up. Eventually, our friends confronted T, and she said that they love hanging out with her and being her friend, but she just needs to stop lying. And so basically, they're like, "Hey, cut the bullshit. we love you, we want to hang out with you, you know.
Yeah.
And but then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point where they're like, you know, we might need to sayonara this one. But
I'll say this because of the last story too. No, you're not an asshole, but you definitely did it wrong.
yeah, I don't know if there was any right way to go about it either, you know. So that's the hard part, you know. We, of course, you know, in hindsight, you can say a million different things. I don't know if there's really a right way to do this, especially if stepmom is the way that I'm potentially thinking, you know.
That's fair. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely not the asshole.
Yeah.
Is my thing as well. Yeah,
and everyone
I don't know
else,
if there's anybody way. Yeah, and everyone else said not the asshole as well. So.
I will say this. I agree with you on the stepmom part. That added layer definitely adds a sense of difficulty to the whole situation, because stepmom became, you know, Tyrannosaurus bitch, and immediately started protecting her cub, you know. Yeah. But I mean, like, especially if you're trying to be cool, I don't know, just go to T, man. Be like, hey, why are you saying this shit? Like,
yeah,
what's up? You know, have that conversation, because it may be a confidence thing. You know, it may be a confidence thing for T. Like, maybe they just don't feel confident around their friend group, and they're trying to do whatever they can to be cool.
Definitely seems like, yeah, they're trying to be unique, especially if they're talking about, like, yeah, we got a fox and I was born on a leap year, and, you know, and like I got 3 nipples, like, or, you know, some shit like that.
Can I say something controversial?
It wouldn't be you if you didn't.
And this is something that all the Lousy listeners are not going to understand, but you will. This reminds me of someone.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page on that.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. But yeah.
Yeah.
That ESPN be
Nah, everyone else said not the asshole. Let's read these comments real quick.
Yeah.
First one says, not the asshole, and your stepmom is quite the asshole, or quit the asshole. She really bulldozed that problem out of her daughter's way. Never, ever, ever feel guilty for thinking less of her. She really screwed you here.
Yeah.
Stepmom definitely did. Stepsister didn't.
I mean, if you're lying, how is that not the stepsister's fault? You know?
No, like, I'm saying like screwing you over. Like, yeah, the stepsister lying is a shitty thing. I think the whole, because to me, like, screwing her over is like taking it to that extreme.
But then she is taking advantage of the extreme element of it. So now she's got the friend group.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot that part. Yep. You're right.
Yeah, sorry. I was deciding on whether or not I wanted to read the response there, but next one says, not the asshole. Coming from someone who had problems of being a pathological liar as a kid and having to put a lot of time and energy into stopping myself from lying out of my ass, it's a very steep slope. If you know what you can get away with the smaller things, you slowly start getting more and more complex to where it doesn't affect anything anymore. She needed a wake-up call of the negative effects lying can have. As a side note, no one should get punished for telling the truth. Very true.
Valid. I think, honestly, we can leave it there because,
yeah,
like, the amount of detail here, to your point, you know, it very much leans more not the asshole, because OP is just kind of getting fucked from every angle.
Yeah.
I do believe that as far as like confronting it could have been a little bit better, but I also see your point of it's difficult on that front too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this one is a whirlwind of Hallmark meets Black Mirror meets get fucked. Like,
honestly, yeah.
Basically how it works. So let us know what you think in the comments. As y'all always do. Thank you for everybody who's been timestamping. We do appreciate it because it makes it so much easier for us to find what you're talking about.
Yep.
Please continue to timestamp. Shout out to everybody who has in the last videos. Make sure to subscribe while you're here. Hit the like button. If you have nothing else to say, drop your favorite emote and we will catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Later.